it is available? Is it directly you are able to access it, or you need to log in on something? Just check that.
Ma'am, the link's working perfectly fine.
So you are able to access it?
Yes, ma'am. Via the link, I am able to access the video
Is
completely.
it okay? Only one video is visible, or you have some kind of login where you can see my content kind of thing?
Only one video.
Only one video.
Only one video.
So just hold on. We had one more class on this. Oh, just a minute. So the thing is, I need to put I'm putting one more link. See if it is visible to you. Check. This video is a first lecture that we had, formal one. I'll see if there is any mechanism in which I can associate you on this.
Again, just one video, the video of our first lecture, very first lecture.
Must be second lecture. Very first lecture was introduction. Or is this the first lecture?
The very first lecture when we started studying about
Ha ha ha.
matrix.
Ha ha. Okay, so that means there is one thing. I will put the link here if it is not visible to you. I have to check if I can, is there any connection through which I can connect you from MS Stream, that I will find out. Previously, whatever videos were uploaded was visible to students. Maybe there is some change in MS Stream, so the videos are not visible to you. We'll check. Okay, so let us start for today's work. In the previous class, we had discussed how to find normal form, right? And how do we use normal form to find a rank, right?
Yes.
Hmm? Now today we will see how can we use echelon form or normal form to solve equations. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Let's see if it is visible to you. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So this was the thing that we did in the previous class, right? Where you had used
Yes.
rules to find out elementary operations to find out echelon form and normal form. Now let's do.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, I had a doubt in this question.
Mm-hmm.
We are first converting the given matrix into normal form, right?
First,
So
we are
why?
converting it in echelon form.
Yes. So, ma'am, while converting, can we
Hmm.
use both column as well as row elementary transformations?
See, when it is the question of normal form, it's not necessary that which part you are using first, but just to maintain a synchronization, because normal form doesn't come on its own or in independent form. Generally, we use normal form to find two matrices P and Q, as I had discussed in the beginning when we were started normal form. So if you follow a system, then getting the solution without Any mistake is easier. So what we do conventionally, we use elementary row operations first to convert it in echelon form. Once you convert it in echelon form, it is already upper triangular matrix. All right. Then we try to use column operations to convert it in normal form. Though it is not wrong if you are mixing the operations. Okay. But conventionally we follow a system when we are going for normal form. If we are going for echelon form, then we only use row operations. Is
Okay.
that? So it's just a convention to reduce mistakes. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go for the next lecture, next part of it. And next part we will use introduction of system of linear equation and consistency of homogeneous systems linear equations using rank. Okay. So what we will do, with the help of rank of a matrix, we try to solve linear equations, simultaneous linear equations. A system of linear equation is represented like this. I want you to remember this part, which is in matrix form represented like this. All right. It is not necessary that m is equal to n. M and n may be different. Is that okay? Because till 12th, whatever set of equations you have solved, number of rows were equal to number of columns. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because basically you have dealt with square matrices. Here it is not necessary. M and n may be different. Is it okay or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So let's try and understand. How to go about it. Why is it not working? All right. So suppose you have this kind of equation. You know how to convert it in equation form. What is A? A is your coefficient matrix, X is your matrix of variables, and B is the constant matrix that you have in the right hand side. See, this is your coefficient matrix, this is your variables, and this is the constants. Okay, so this represents A, X, and B. Keep this thing in mind and we will proceed. This is one matrix which is converted, and you know how, what does it mean. Now next part is augmented matrix. Augmented matrix means you are augmenting the matrix using B. This is B. If this is your AX is equal to B type, then this coefficient matrix, this is variable matrix, and this is constant matrix. So last column that you have is of B, and you know this, do you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let's see how to use it. Let's proceed. The system of equation is called homogeneous if the constant matrix is 0. What does it mean? If you have this kind of situation, see, general equation is AX is equal to B. If this B matrix is a null matrix, then you will have an equation of this type, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then this is known as homogeneous equation. This is homogeneous equation. It's already highlighted. This is homogeneous. If your B is non-zero, then what you have is called non-homogeneous. For non-homogeneous, B should not be a null matrix. Okay? So you can divide the equation in two parts. Two parts are non-homogeneous and homogeneous. Okay? Non-homogeneous has BIs, all BIs can't be zero, and if it is homogeneous, all BIs must be zero. Now you need to understand both the equations carefully. What does it mean? The matrix obtained by adjoining column to A is called augmented. You are familiar with this. If the number of m equations is equal to number of n unknowns, then the system is a square system. Otherwise, it is a non-square system. Now comes consistency of the equation. If you are able to get solution of the equation, a solution of the system, one is a set of unknown values which will satisfy the simultaneous system of equation. That is the meaning of solution. That means for all x values that satisfy ax is equal to b are called solution. Okay. The system of linear equation is said to be consistent if it has one or more solutions and inconsistent if it has no solution. Suppose you are saying that x belongs to set of natural numbers. Okay. What is the meaning of inconsistent? You're saying x belongs to natural number and you're saying that x plus 3 is 2. Will you get any solution in this?
No, ma'am.
No.
Right? That means this is inconsistent. You will not be able to find any solution to this. Understood? So if there is no solution that you can find for a set of equation, then the solution is called inconsistent. And if you have some solutions to it, then the equation is called consistent. So let's understand what are the different aspects of consistent and inconsistent. This table is something that you need to remember very carefully. Okay? What this table says, you have equations in two parts. Okay? Now see, homogeneous. If you have homogeneous, that means it is of the form ax equals to 0. Non-homogeneous means it is of the form ax is equal to b. Homogeneous system is always consistent. Why so? Because if you put all xi's as 0 belonging to index set, whatever set you have, 1, 2, 3, n, then that is a solution of this equation, right? For example, suppose I have x plus y equals to 0, x plus z equals to 0, and y plus z equals to 0. How many variables we have in this?
3.
3.
How many equations you have?
3.
3.
3.
What are the possible answers that you can get in this?
All 0, that is 1.
Will you get any other answer? No. See,
No.
I can show you this. When you add all three of it, you will get 2 times x plus 2 times y plus 2 times z equals to 0. That is x plus y plus z equals to 0. Now you subtract one equation at a time from this, you will get x equals to 0. You will get x equals to 0, y equals to 0, z equals to 0. And they are the only solutions that you will get in this case. All right. So if you have a homogeneous equation is always consistent. Okay. So if it is homogeneous, it is consistent. It can have either infinitely many solutions or it can have trivial solutions. What does it mean when I say infinitely many solutions? Is it possible to have infinitely many solutions? Infinite number of solutions? That we will explore. This is something that you need to
Now, when
explore.
even number of variables.
That we will explore. This part we will explore. Okay, leave it here. Trivial solution when all the values are 0. That is a trivial solution. Obviously, for ax equals to 0, when you put all x values as 0, the output will be 0. So that is always a solution. Okay, so we will call it as a trivial solution. Now next part is when you have a non-homogeneous equation. Non-homogeneous equation means the equation is of this type. There are two possibilities. Either it is consistent or it is inconsistent. When it is inconsistent, obviously it has no solution. When it is consistent, then again there are two possibilities. Either the solution is unique or you have infinitely many solutions. For example, suppose you have an equation x plus y plus z. I'll take two variables only, which is easy to see. Just a minute. Suppose you are getting x plus y is equal to 2. This is one equation, and that's the only equation you have, right? In this situation, your x, you can treat one variable as independent variable and another variable as dependent variable. If you remember, this is the equation of a line. This is the equation of a line, x plus y equals to 2. This is the line, right? If I mark this as 2 and mark this as 2. How many points you have in this? Infinitely many. Suppose I put x as 1, then y will be 1. I put x as 0, y will be 2. I put x as minus 1, y will be 3, and so on. So for every value of x, you will get some value of y, right? And otherwise also, in the graph, if you remember, this is a straight line which varies from infinity, minus infinity to
Plus
plus
infinity.
infinity. So it will have infinitely many solutions. What does it mean when you have unique solution? Just a minute. When you are saying unique solution, what will you do? Suppose you have an equation. Suppose you have an equation x plus y is equal to 2, and you have next equation x minus y is equal to 2. So what is the solution? Obviously y will be 0 and x will be 2, and that's a unique solution. Okay, so if solution exists, there are two possibilities. Either you will find unique solution or you will find infinitely many solution. That there are conditions when will you find either of the equation or either of the solution. If it is inconsistent, obviously there will not be any solution. Okay. Now, how will you check whether it will have a solution or it will not be have a solution? Just check. This thing is something that I want you to remember. Let Ax is equal to B be a system of m linear equation with n unknowns, then condition for consistency in solution of system of linear equations are if rank of a matrix A is equal to rank of the augmented matrix. This is something very important. Rank of the matrix is equal to rank of the augmented matrix. Then the system is consistent and has a solution. If rank of a matrix A is not equal to rank of an augmented matrix, then system is inconsistent and has no solution. So this is something I want you to remember when you are checking the consistency of the equation.
And can you repeat the augmented matrix part?
Augmented matrix means when you have, suppose you have this. Suppose your matrix is this. I'm writing it in matrix form, okay? And let 1 and 2. Okay? So this is your coefficient matrix, A. This is your matrix of variable x, and this is your constant b. That means if you have to write this equation in matrix form, you will write Ax is equal to b. Now when we say augmented matrix, that means you augment the matrix by the constant that is given to you. Now if I have to write augmented matrix, see what I am going to write. It will be 2, 4, 3, 5. then generally we use dots and then 1 and 2. Now this is augmented matrix AB. This was A, this was matrix A, and this was B. When you join this with a dot, then what is left is augmented matrix. Okay, sometimes we use this dot, sometimes some people use this line. Both ways it is okay. Have you understood what is augmented matrix?
No, ma'am. To satisfy the first condition, B
Yes,
must be
ma'am.
0.
No?
In the A condition.
No.
A1.
The rank of A should be same as rank of A augmented matrix. I'll let you know what does it mean. I hope augmented matrix is understood and the condition, what is the condition in text form is understood. I will explain with the help of the question what it is saying. Now, there are two aspects. Now we have studied that either it is homogeneous or it is non-homogeneous. Okay. If it is homogeneous, the rank of a matrix A is equal to, now this is something you need to remember. See, if rank of a matrix A is equal to number of unknowns, if this holds, see, rank, sorry, here we are dealing with homogeneous, remember that. If rank is equal to number of unknowns, then the system has trivial solution. If rank is less than the number of unknowns, then system will have infinitely many solutions. I'll give you one small example. See, suppose you have equation x equals to 0, okay, and if you have equation x plus y equals to 0. In this case, your solution is fixed, that is x is equal to 0. All right? Or in other words, suppose you are getting this kind of situation. Suppose here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, x, y, 0, 0. Right? When you form the augmented matrix, doesn't matter. What will be rank of A? See, if you try to get the rank of this will give you 1, 2. I'm doing row operation. 3 minus 3 will give me 0. 4 minus, what will you get here? 6 will give me minus 2. Right? 4 minus 6 will give me minus 2. And then xy equals to 0, 0. Now here rank of A is how much? You
2.
cannot reduce it further. Rank of A is 2. And number of variables how many? N is equal
2.
to 2. In this case, when you try to solve, what will you get? You will get minus 2y equals to 0 and x plus 2y equals to 0. Obviously, the solution is just one. X is 0 and y is 0. Is this okay?
Yes.
When you have
Ma'am.
two equations, x plus 2y equals to 0 and minus 2y equals to 0, this equation will give you y is 0. When you put y as 0, x will also be 0, right? Now what will happen if suppose we have something here and somehow you are able to make it 0, suppose. Now in that situation, the rank of A will be what? In that situation, rank of A will be 1. Non-zero value is just 1, na? Non-zero row is just 1. Make it little clear. Just now this is 2 and this is 0. Suppose this is the matrix that you have. In that case, rank of A is 1. Is there any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
No.
Now when
No.
you have rank of A as 1, the equation that you are getting in this is x plus 2y equals to 0. Now you have one equation and you have two variables. How many answers are possible? Infinitely many. Alright. When rank is lesser than the number of unknowns, here the number of unknowns are 2 and rank is 1. So when number of unknowns are more than rank, then the number of answers or the solutions that you will be getting is infinitely many. Here we are dealing with homogeneous system of equations. Is that okay? This concept is understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let us see how will we adopt it when we have non-homogeneous. Let us see how to go about it. This is something I want you to understand carefully. To find the solution of homogeneous system of linear equation, we use following working rule. Let A be a matrix of the type m cross n and rank of A is R. Then if rank of A is equal to R is equal to n, then the system has trivial solution. Zero solution means all the values are zero. Trivial solution. Alright? Then you have only trivial solution. Okay? In which case? In this case. If rank of A is R, which is less than n, then the system has infinitely many solutions. If rank of A is R, which is less than n, then it has infinitely many solutions. Understood? Solving these R equations, the values of some unknown can be expressed in terms of remaining n minus R unknowns. Therefore, these n minus R unknown can be given any arbitrarily chosen values. What does it mean? Remember the previous question? We had this. Okay. Now here what you can do? You have to choose, since their number of unknowns are 2 and n is 1, rank is 1. See, the rank was 1. So how many arbitrary value you have to choose? N minus r. So 2 minus 1, that is 1. You can choose any of the two as an arbitrary value. Suppose I take x as arbitrary value. Then whenever I put some value, give some value to x. Suppose I give x as minus 1. Then y will be half. Right? So you are choosing one arbitrary value and remaining one should be dependent on this x. This is the meaning of this statement. These n minus r unknown can be given any arbitrary chosen values. Alright, we will understand it when we will solve some questions. Let's see how to move it. Now you have one homogeneous equation, x plus y plus z plus u equals to 0. I will write it in another sheet so that I can solve it easily. Now please tell me the equations. X plus the
Y
equations
plus Z plus U equal to 0.
and the second one
X plus U equal to 0. And third equation, x plus 2y plus z equal to 0.
plus z equals to 0. I want you to note it down so that I change the screen and you can see what I am going to do next.
Yes, sir.
There are three equations, just note it down. Now I am shifting the screen again to the next screen in which I want to solve. Now these are the equations that we have. Is it visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So let's see what is the now if I have to write it as Ax is equal to 0 type, since right hand side is 0, so it will be Ax is equal to 0 type. Now I want you to tell me what are the values of the coefficients. The first equation will give me 1, 1, 1, 1. Is this fine?
Yes, ma'am.
The variables are x, y, z, u, and the right hand side is 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now second equation will give me x is 1, y is 0 coefficient, z is 0 coefficient, u is 1. Third equation is giving me 1, 2, 1 and 0. So this is a 3 cross 4 matrix, and this will be 4 cross 1. So you will get 3 cross 1. So I have inserted 1 0 unnecessary. So this is 3 cross 1. Is it okay?
Yes. No.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we have to check the rank. This is your A. Okay. So let's write A. A is 1 1 1, 1 0 2, 1 0 1, 1 1 0. Now our objective is to find the rank. Okay. So let's try and do it. First operation I am going to do. R2 goes to R2 minus R1. R3 goes to R3 minus R1. So this is equal to no change in the first row. Second row 1 minus 1 will give me 0, minus 1, 0, then 0, 1, 0, minus 1. Right? Now again I can do something more with this. So if I change second step, I'll do R3 goes to R3 plus R2. Okay, so I'll get, this will go to 1 1 1 1, 0, minus 1 0, 0, 0, minus 1 minus 1. Can we reduce it further? Can we reduce it further?
Yes, ma'am. R3 goes to R3 plus R1.
Will it
No,
change
but
the rank?
no, but it will change the rank. Yes, yeah.
No,
No,
it
there
will
is
not
no.
change the rank.
But it will cause the first two elements of last row to become 1.
How do we check? Since it is simply asked, find the solution.
Yes.
That means we are only interested in knowing whether the solution will exist or not, and if it exists, what will be the solution? Whether it will be trivial solution or it will be non-trivial solution. In no case we can reduce the rank.
Yes.
How come I am so sure about it? Because I have seen that this is in echelon form. The number of zeros here is 2, the number of zeros here is 1, and here no zeros, right? So there is no way that we can change this structure. It will be in upper triangular form this way. Okay. So what
Yes.
will be the rank of this matrix?
Excuse me,
If you
ma'am.
see, yes,
Ma'am, is there any need to multiply minus 1 in the second and third row?
not necessary.
Okay, ma'am.
Not necessary. If we have to change it in normal form, then we will see. Here we are only interested in finding the rank. That's all. So if we are only interested in finding the rank, we will look for non-zero rows after converting it in echelon form. Is that okay or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So the rank of this is 2. Sorry, the rank of this is 3. And what is the number of unknowns do you have? The number of unknowns is how much?
4.
4. That means you are having row rank of A is less than n, right? Now see what will you get in this case. What will you get? You will get first equation as it is. Second equation is minus y minus z equals to 0. And third equation is minus z minus u equals to 0. When you have number of rank is lesser than n, you will have infinitely many solution. I'll tell you how will you have infinitely many solution. You will get only 3 equations and you have 4 unknowns. So obviously one unknown will act as arbitrary. Is it okay or not?
Yes, ma'am, it's okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
how come the rank is 3?
Because you have 3 non-zero rows. 1, 2 and 3.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So since you have 3 non-zero rows and you have 4 unknowns, this set of equation will have infinitely many solution. Let's see what we have done in the slide.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, number of unknowns means
Number of.
unknown.
Now let's see what is being done. See. You are able to reduce till here. This is the slide that we had got. Now if you check, there is no point that you move further because we are not interested in changing it in normal form. We are only interested in finding the rank. Now the rank is 3. The number of unknowns is 4. So there exists a non-trivial solution in terms of one unknown. Like, so you will have one arbitrary value. Okay, and here since here you can put any one arbitrary value. It is easiest if we put that value as u, because here z you will find in u, then y you will find in u, and then when you put it here you can find x in u. What does it mean? What I am saying? I am saying since out of 4 1 will be arbitrary value. So suppose I put y as k, then z will be minus k from here, and y will be minus k. Now we have y, z and u. Put it here. So what will you get? X minus k plus k equals to 0. So x is k. So by giving one arbitrary value to k, you are able to find x, y and z. You change, like if you put k as 1, you will get x, y, z that way. If you put k as 2, you will get some other value and so on. So out of 4 unknowns, when you remove the rank, you got that you have to put one arbitrary value, and on the basis of that arbitrary value, you will be able to find rest of the unknown variables. Now the question is how to select which one is the most convenient arbitrary value. If we have to choose, what we do, we try to see the equation which has minimum number of variables in it. All right. So you had 2 equations in which you have a number of variables 2, and here you have number of variables 4. Now since this equation also involves z and this equation also involves z, so I prefer that if we take this, it will serve the purpose. This is the modus operandi that we use to get the solution. Is this understood or not?
Could you please
Ma'am,
explain
how
why
unknowns are
again
4? Can you
how
tell?
to
Please
choose
explain
the
again.
One
arbitrary
person
variable?
at a time. One person at a time.
Could you please again explain how to choose the best arbitrary variable?
What we do, we try to look for the equation which has minimum number of variables. From there we take a variable which is most convenient. I was explaining to you, let me remove this first. I was explaining to you, see if you check this, there are 3 equations, right? We can choose
Yes.
any of it, but if I take, since z is here and z is here as well, so if I take u as arbitrary, I can write z in terms of u, and in response to that I can get y in terms of u. So in the first equation I'll put y, z and u, and that will give me x straight away, right? Now suppose you want to choose y as arbitrary value. Okay, if you choose y as arbitrary value, then you will get, suppose you choose y as k, then here you will get z is equal to k. Then you will put that k here, then you will find u is equal to minus k, right? And then you will put it here. So the point is, you take something which has minimum number of variables, and from there you choose arbitrary constant to save number of steps and to save time.
Okay.
Now let's proceed to the next part of it. Now suppose you have this equation. Solve the system of equation 2x plus 2y plus 2z plus z. So this is the variable, this is the matrix form, you have this matrix. Okay, let's try and find out the rank of this matrix. Obviously here you have 2, here you have 1. So the best way is we try to put 1 at the top. So when you interchange R1 and, it should be R3 to make it 1, but that's okay. Suppose I change R1 and R3. Okay, so it will be 1, 1 minus 3. Now I have 2, I have 3, 3 minus 2 and 2, 2, 1. Okay, now you can write R2 goes to R2 minus 3R1 and R3 goes to R3 minus 2R1, and see what is the output that you are getting. The first one will be 1, 1 minus 3. The second one will be 0 and 0. Now here what you will get? 3 minus 3 will give you 0. Minus 2 minus 9 will give you 7. Here 2 minus 2 will give you 0. And 1 plus 1 plus 6 will give you 7. Right? Now here I can change this also as 0. So that will give me, if I write R2 goes to R2 minus R3, we will get 1, 1 minus 3, 0, 0, 7 and 0, 0, 0. So rank of A is 2 and N is 3. Okay. So how many arbitrary values you will have? That is n minus rank of A. So that is n minus 2. That is 3 minus 2. That is 1. Now, if you expand it in equation form, what will be the equation? The equation will be x plus y minus 3z equals to 0 and z equals to 0. Now here z has a fixed value. So what arbitrary value we have to take? Either you can take x as arbitrary or you can take y as arbitrary. It doesn't change the output of the solution. Suppose you took x as arbitrary, so you will put x as some value k. Now you put x as some value k. What will be y? Y will be minus k. So the solution is, solution of this ax is equal to b will 0 will give you x as the arbitrary value of x, that is k, the arbitrary value of y, that is minus k, and z as 0. So this is the solution. You can write this way also, right? You can write it now, x, y, z, z equals to this. So that will give you this solution only. X is equal to k, y minus k, and z as 0. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's proceed to the next part.
And the number of variables we get which we have to put as arbitrary is n minus rank of A.
Rank of A, that is n minus r. See, we can do it in 3 steps. Now unnecessary, it has been elongated. So don't worry about the extension part. Okay. Now let's see what is next. This was lecture. Okay. Now let me open the next one. I hope homogeneous is understood to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is
Yes,
the,
ma'am.
the non-homogeneous slide is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now if we have non-homogeneous
Yes,
equation,
ma'am.
then there were two conditions, if you remember. And what were those conditions? If rank of A is equal to rank of augmented matrix, then solution exists, right? Or in other words, you can say consistent. If rank of A is not equal to rank of augmented matrix, then no solution. I'll explain it to you before I proceed. What does it mean? Suppose you have, I'm sharing the screen. Just a minute, to the PPT that I was using. Suppose you have this kind of situation. This kind of situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Suppose you have 2. This is your augmented matrix part. Okay. Suppose this is some value. 2, 3, 4. This is your A by B. Okay. Sorry, we don't need to write it. Just a minute. Suppose this is your augmented matrix part. What it indicates, if you check this, you have, since you are only using elementary transformations, so the transposed matrix will give you this. Suppose this is the situation. This represent this only or not? This is
Yes,
A,
ma'am.
this is B, and this is your variable. Now, if you check this and you multiply, see what you are getting. You are getting x plus 2y plus 3z equals to 4, 2y equals to 3, and 0z equals to 2. Here, what is the situation? If you check only A, rank of A is 2, because there are only 2 non-zero rows. And if you check the rank of the A by B, then the rank of this is 3. That means rank of A augmented matrix, this is 3, and rank of A is 2, right? So what are you getting? You are getting this. This is absurd. 0 can't be 2. Are you realizing what I am saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if your rank of A is less than rank of augmented matrix, then solution, the equation is inconsistent. Why inconsistent? I hope you have understood by this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's go back to the
Yes,
slides
ma'am.
that we were discussing. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now focus.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
are able to correlate what this situation is saying. Okay, let's see what it is saying. If rank of a matrix A is equal to rank of augmented matrix, then the system is consistent.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am, if the rank is less than or greater than the augmented matrix 1, then
No,
in
it
both the
cannot
cases it is
be,
inconsistent.
cool it. It cannot be greater than, because augmented matrix includes A. How can it be greater than? Think about it.
Okay, ma'am.
Are you realizing what you are saying?
Yes, ma'am. I just read the statement and asked.
Okay, because your augmented matrix is part of A is part of augmented matrix, so it can never be greater. All right. If the rank of a matrix A is not equal to rank of augmented matrix, the system is inconsistent and has no solution. Here, no need to understand that it can be greater, as he has asked and I had explained. It can never be greater. It can be at the most less than the augmented matrix. Okay. Let us see how it works. To find the solution of non-homogeneous system, we use the following working rule. You find the rank of A and rank of A. If it is lesser, then the system is inconsistent, has no solution. And case 2, if rank of A is equal to rank of augmented matrix R, that is R, then it will be consistent. Now, even if it will be consistent, there are two possibilities. The first possibility is if rank is equal to rank of this, that is this equals to R is equal to N, that is equal to number of variables, then the solution is unique. If R is less than N, then you have N minus R variables that are arbitrary, and remaining variables will be depending on these arbitrary values as we had discussed. Now next is, you have the matrix A has the order m cross n. So just remember this. If m is less than n and m is between r to n, then obviously n minus r is greater than 0. Therefore, when the number of equations is less than the number of unknowns, or you will always find infinite number of solution. If you remember, we did this question. This was just one equation. So here number of unknowns are more than the number of equations. So you got infinitely many solutions. So the thing that you need to remember is row of A should be row of A by B. And once this holds, then there are two possibilities. R is equal to N or R is less than N. If R is equal to N, then unique. If R is less than N, then infinitely many. Rest all are just the extension. Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So let's clear it. Now these are some questions which I may not be able to take it today, but I expect you to go through these questions and solve it. It's not tough. And in the next class, if you have any difficulty in understanding this question, we can take it. Otherwise, I'll take the next concept. Is this okay?
Ma'am, will you share
Yes.
the slides in MS Teams?
Beta, these slides are already there on LMS in audio form
Okay, ma'am.
as well as in simple PPT form, PDF of the PPT. All the slides that I take except the explanation part, even the explanation part you will find in the recording. Okay, and I'll try to share the recording as well. Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
I want you to write your attendance in the general post, and by then I am trying to open the Amazon. If it opens, I want to take your attendance. And Parth, why are you raising your hand, beta? Any issue?
I have a doubt. Does all the matrix have a normal form, or it is specific to certain matrix? I was not able to get that.
Please repeat your question. I couldn't get it.
And does all the matrix have normal form or
No, it is
equivalent form?
not necessary. Matrix will not be in normal form or equivalent form. It is asked whether you want the matrix in a normal
No,
form
ma'am.
or
Does
equivalent form.
we can convert all the matrices to
Yeah,
normal or equivalent form?
you can.
Okay.
If you are getting a non-zero matrix, obviously it will have some rank. And if it has a non-zero rank, you can always convert it in equivalent form. And anything that you are able to convert in echelon form can be converted in normal form. Simple. Right? Now, Anshuman, what is your problem, beta?
I want to ask that we have in total 3 ways to find out the rank of a matrix. One is by minor methods. Second is by echelon form, by counting number of non-zero rows. And third is by the normal form.
Third is something that is direct implication of echelon form only.
Yes, ma'am. We go through the echelon form, then we go to the normal form.
Yeah. So most of the time it is asked in the question that which form they are expecting from you. But if it is not in the question, then also it is up to you, whether you want to proceed from echelon form or you want to finish at echelon form. All right?
Okay, ma'am.
Now please respond to your attendance. Jashnadeep.
Present, ma'am.
Sparsh.
Present, ma'am.
Pranjal. Rama.
Present, ma'am.
Vipin.
Present, ma'am.
Divyanshi.
Present, ma'am.
Divyam.
Present, ma'am.
Rohit. Mohit, sorry. Shekhar.
Present, ma'am.
Sahil.
Present, ma'am.
Vanshika.
Present, ma'am.
Vidhi.
Present, ma'am.
Shivansh.
Present, ma'am.
Hiren. Gauri.
Present, ma'am.
Sameer. Shreya.
Present, ma'am.
Sudiksha. Yash.
Present, ma'am.
Hardik. Vanshveer.
Present, ma'am.
Sankirat.
Present, ma'am.
Ishita.
Present, ma'am.
Neha.
Present, ma'am.
Parth.
Present, ma'am.
Aditya. Satvik Chaudhary. Lakshika, sorry. Sagar.
Present, ma'am.
Aditya Kumar.
Present, ma'am.
Prajwal. Shantanu.
Present, ma'am.
Naman.
Present, ma'am.
Yuvraj.
Present, ma'am.
Kushagra.
Present, ma'am.
Nikita.
Present, ma'am.
Pragati.
Ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Arunit.
Present, ma'am.
Himank.
Present, ma'am.
Sudhanshu.
Present, ma'am.
Aryaman. Daksh.
Ma'am, Aryaman present.
Daksh. Rakshit.
Present, ma'am.
Rakshit or Daksh?
Present, ma'am. Rakshit present, ma'am.
Ma'am, Dakshit present.
Daksh is present. Sorry, Aryan.
Present, ma'am.
Nibir.
Present, ma'am. Nibir.
Nibir present.
Yes, ma'am.
Anshuman.
Anshuman present, ma'am.
Prapti. Parth Bansal.
Present, ma'am.
Dakshit Chopra.
Present, ma'am.
I have a confusion in Daksh and Dakshit. Daksh is present or not? Daksh is not there. Dakshit is there. Bhavya.
Present, ma'am.
Sarang. Sarthak.
Present, ma'am.
All right. I'm marking your attendance. Please check immediately.
So, ma'am, have you marked my attendance? Aryaman Anand.
I have marked your attendance, Ariman. Just check. I have just submitted the attendance. Please check.
Ma'am, can you confirm my attendance?
Yes,
Dakshit
Ariman.
Chopra.
Dakshit, I think I have submitted.